You need to start talking to the AI. Get in the habit, if you can, of asking yourself every time you go to do a task, could I do this with AI? How can I leverage AI and apply it to this task that is at hand? Here's what you want to have in your base toolkit. There's a lot more out there, but this is what you want to have as your go-tos. You want to have a chat GPT or a chatbot, large language model. That can be ChatGPT, that can be Claude, that can be Gemini. Really, they all have fairly same functions to a larger and lesser degree depending on the task that you're looking for. For search, if you haven't tried Perplexity, I highly recommend you do your next search on Perplexity. This is what the new search engines will be. There's no more going to individual websites. You go to Perplexity, it's going to give you the answer in narrative format with your references that you can follow up on. It's a whole separate approach. For workflow and automation, if you haven't looked at u.com, go there. Any task that you want to automate or put into an organizational production, you can do that there. You can also access agents there, which we don't have time to talk about, but agents are going to be the next big thing in AI that we're looking for, so think about those. Content creation, Canva Pro, highly recommend it. You can run all of your social media, all of your documentation, anything you want to create, Canva, and get the Pro version. It's not too expensive, but well worth it. Finally, if you need to create images, DALL-E comes with ChatGPT, Midjourney and Stable Diffusion are good image creators. So I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but let me give you these last tip. Create your own plan with AI. That's your first piece of homework. Go in there, write out exactly what you would like to do, personally, professionally, for your business, whatever that looks like. And tell the large language model, tell the chatbot, this is what I want to do. Please give me advice. And please ask me any follow-up questions you have. And give me an overview of what I should start with. Once that comes back, you can go back in and you can follow up in more detail. Read newsletters, tutorials, and just try out different tools. If you can set aside 5 or 10 minutes a day just to do this, you're going to be amazed at what you can do. I'm always happy to talk with you. I'm on LinkedIn. You can reach me at that email there. And if you would like to sign up to my newsletter, the AI Intelligence, just click on that QR code right there, and that'll take you straight there. So I'll give you just a moment. If anybody wanted to get to those QR codes. Okay, and finally, I will just be quiet, but I put together a little resource sheet for you. This is a PDF. If you want to take a picture of that, that will take you directly to some prompting tips and some other resources for you to use. So thanks very much for listening.
Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I got 6 minutes, and Berta beat me to it. Anyone have questions for Claude? I love that you put that document together. So if we can leave that up, that'd be good. Did anyone have questions for? Yes.
Hi. My name's Emmy Miller, and I am the owner of FAD Studios, which is a fine art and design company. I recently left corporate. I was in tech previously. I'm a user experience designer. And I actually teach as an adjunct professor at NC State University in the design college. So I teach user experience to industrial designers. I'm teaching this semester, and one of the biggest questions that my students have as designers, they're very concerned about AI taking over their job roles. I personally give them the feedback that we'll have to use AI as tools to help us work better and faster, and it will just make us stronger like within business. But I also give them the advice that us as designers might have to adjust how we deliver designs, because it might not be how it used to be when we're developing stuff with AI. But I was just curious what your piece of advice would be for them.
Yeah, I think it is a real concern. Copyright issues and intellectual property, it's a huge concern with AI, because that's basically what the AI does. It scrapes all the information from whatever data set you give it, and then it recycles it, right? So people's artwork, people's creative output is just kind of taken away, and it makes it much more accessible for people to create stuff. So I agree with you. I tell my students the same thing. You have to be in charge of it. You have to be the one running the show, not the AI, and take it as a tool to be more creative or push yourself a little beyond that, rather than thinking it's going to come, because it's here. Right, we can't get away from it anymore. It's here. So how do we utilize it to what we need, more than try and avoid it?
Hi there, my name is Melinda Engelhart. I own Shiplap and Sage. We're an all-natural fragrance company. My question specifically is about AI and task management. I've started using it recently for social media posts, building a second brand and things like that. But how do you utilize it in a task management aspect?
There's a few different ways. What are you using now for your creative?
For social media posting, content creation right now. I use Canva and Gemini.
Okay.
I've done a little bit of search on it for images for posting as well at this point.
There's a few different things that you can look at. The free versions are the most accessible, are what's called projects. ChatGPT has those, and Claude, Anthropic also has those. And what you do is go in, you do have to have the $20 a month subscription for this, but you look on the left-hand side and you can see projects. You just click on that. What the project does is it creates a sub-ChatGPT for you, or sub-chatbot. So you put all your files in there, you put your creatives. It can read photos, it can read spreadsheets, it can read whatever document you put in there. Once it has that, you can give it instructions and say, based on all of this information, tell me X, Y, Z, your plan, this and that and the other. The second thing, so both of those $20 subscription, as I mentioned, agents before are huge. They're going to be everywhere in just a little while, and there are on the spreadsheet, on the sheet, on this resource, there are some links that you can follow to look at agents. Just do a search for whatever task you're looking for, and there's going to be something there for you. Yeah.
I think we had a lot more questions in the back, but please come see Clodagh afterwards. We do need to stay on time for respecting the speakers. Sorry, I sound like the meanest person in here. I'm not really that mean.
No. We love Berta.
Claudia is here. Come see her afterwards, and you can have more interpersonal interaction with her, and I'm sure you'll be glad to answer anyone's questions.
I will, and feel free to reach out if you got that contact information earlier. I'm always happy to talk, and sign up for my newsletter.
Yes. All right. We are now going to introduce the North Carolina Secretary of State, Elaine Marshall. She is the longest serving North Carolina Secretary of State, having first been elected in 1996. She made history as the first woman to hold a statewide executive office in North Carolina. I'm going to step off stage right now, and I believe that she is going to come up, and she'll speak a bit about what she does and how she could be beneficial here.
Thank you. So just while we